Well, Goody must have been just wrapped with especially how the forward line worked. There's obviously been a lot of commentary about, and you obviously admitted yourself, if you had those struggles, but just seemed to be firing absolutely all cylinders today.
Yeah, look, it was one of our pleasing elements of the game. There's no question about that in terms of the way we went about it. But we're not frightened of finding ways to get better, and we've said that all along this year, and we'll continue to do that as we progress forward. And today, fantastic. I thought obviously Harrison, Jacob, Jake Melksham, they all look really dynamic ahead of the ball, and on the back of some pretty good supply. I think we had 71 inside 50s, so it's just the way that functioned was certainly very pleasing.
And Petty, obviously, he's played that role a bit this year, but did you ever think he had a performance like that in him? I think heading into today, he only had 11 career goals, and he's just kicked 6 on the G.
Yeah, look, his last game before he got injured, he was really influential in the air ahead of the ball. I think he went off just before half-time. He was probably our most dominant player on the ground at that point. So we knew we had a good forward in us. And today he's shown his capacity to play in that area of the ground, which is really pleasing for us. So, but there are other things to like in the game. I thought, the way we respond under pressure again, this is becoming a hallmark of this team, that, we've been 20 points down in numerous games in the last month, and our ability to respond and find a way forward in the game is the hallmark of a team that you want to be a part of and you want to coach. And these guys have the enormous ability to compete at a really high level, and they're building.
What about the skipper? I mean, broadly, he's passed 4 weeks since he's had the number one ruck role. Do you feel like he's gone to a new level?
Yeah, look, I thought at half time, we weren't playing our best footy at all, and Max, in his own admission, wasn't playing his best footy in the first half, but his response in the second half, himself, Jack Viney, as leaders of our footy club, basically said, come with us, lads, and we'll show you the path forward. And he's been instrumental in the last 3 or 4 weeks within our team, and he's carrying a huge load for us.
Do you think he does relish that number one ruck position?
I think, over his whole career, he's had the ability to do that to a really high level. So we'll continue to operate in that way while he's doing what he does. But, he's not young. He's a bit old, Maxie, so we'll keep looking after him as well.
How could you look after him? In a sense, do you ever think of giving him a rest in the lead up to finals, I suppose, or just keep rolling on?
Oh, it's been a different year for Max. Last year he carried the full load for the whole year. This year he's had the support of Brodie, and it's been, at times we've really loved that combination. So we'll continue to assess that as we go forward, but we're not a closed book to anything. At the moment, Max is playing well, the team's functioning well, and we'll do whatever's best for the team. But that doesn't close the door to any other option that's out there.
Does Brodie get a look in this week, mate? North Melbourne. It's hard to make any changes to that forward line, surely.
Yeah, look, I haven't thought about it. And as I've said right then, we'll just do whatever's best for the team. Brodie has embraced the opportunity to make this combination great. It's been good, but we want to make it great. And he'll continue to do that. He had a really tough day down at Casey today. I think it was 40k wins down there. So it wasn't the best day for a forward. But his attitude towards it, the impact he had in match play training during the week, you can see he's improving all the time.
I know from years of listening to you, Simon, you emphasise defence. What do you think about the fact you're still conceding reasonable totals in the last few weeks, even though your forward line's been functioning?
Yeah, it's not the plan, Pete. We want to be a contest defence team. We think we've got a pretty strong foundation in that phase. We've played 3 unbelievably good offensive teams in the last 3 weeks. Brisbane, Adelaide and Richmond. That's their go. They're very efficient. They're very quick. So we've been challenged, but it's given us opportunity the other way on turnover. So, we want to tighten up a little bit, but we're happy with the way we're winning.
Did you feel like you've almost had to sacrifice a bit of the defence to get that extra offence in a way?
Oh, not really. No. I think we defended really well when our offence was struggling based on the fact we're playing in wet conditions. All of a sudden we're playing offensive teams that give you good looks on turnover. So, I think we've just got to take it in its totality about what the type of team we want to be and continue to forge ahead on that. We'll have days like today where you kick 130, but there'll be other days when we really tighten the screws and keep teams to a really low score.
You make a change from McVie to May.
Yeah, look, Dusty was doing Dusty things. He was impacting the game. He was lighting up in both areas of the ground, midfield and forward. But I thought Stephen, when he went on to him, just a bit more experience, just to try and shut that out for us. And we had to shuffle the decks in a few areas down back. And I thought once we stabilised the game defensively, that gave us even greater impetus in the way we were moving the ball.
He's had that role in the past and done it quite effectively. And I noticed he was in the squad at least this week. Was it like a tough line ball call, I guess, in that
He's
regard?
playing outstanding footy, Hibbo, and he's continuing to do it. It's highly competitive down in that back half of the ground, and Judd McVee's played some super roles for us. He hasn't lowered his colours too often this year, so it's tight for spots. Hibbo will get his look. He's playing outstanding footy for us, so at some stage I know he'll do a job for us.
What do you think McVee takes out of standing next to Dusty for half a game?
Plenty. He's learnt so much this year. He's come a long way. To find his way into the round one team at the start of the year was it's on the back of just a sensational pre-season, and then he's just taken up every challenge going forward, and he's learnt off so many great players. So he would have learned a lot today. He lowered his colours a little bit, but he'll bounce back.
You've known Jake Moxon for a long time, Goody. You must feel, personally pretty proud of him. He's probably been on the line there for a while, played a bit of VFL footy, but he's kicking big goals for you in big moments the past couple of weeks.
Yeah, look, he is. I've coached Jake his whole career in some form, and I'm just so proud of the way he goes about it. He's never conceded the opportunity to get better. He's been challenged on multiple times to do things the Melbourne way, and he's invested into it, and he's getting his rewards. And I just love the leadership that he's bringing that forward group. He sets them up, he gets them organised and helps them get to work.
As we sit today, how's Clayton looking? How's he progressing?
He's doubtful for this week, but he's progressing really well. He's probably more than likely the week after. But, in terms of his training, he's outstanding. He's in a really good position to forge ahead for the back half of the year. We can't wait to get him back. He's done a power of work. And when we get him back, we're going to get a great version of Clayton. We're probably more likely right towards the back end of the home and away. So he's probably round 23, round 24. But going well.
Sorry, just in terms of the tight season, how important's top two for you guys?
Yeah, we don't really talk about it. We've been working on how we qualify to start with and how we start to play our best footy. And that's what our focus has been, is making sure that we can actually play our best footy and look to get better. That'll take care of itself. It is the tightest competition I've seen for a long, long time. And where we finish, we'll see what that looks like in 4 weeks' time.
Thanks, Reed.
Thanks, guys.
Good luck, Simon.